Hi, welcome to the latest installment of Get to Know Citrix. I'm Scott Solomon, a technology consultant with Ingram Micro, and today we're going to get to know Citrix Secure Browser. Citrix Secure Browser is one of those technologies that, although it's been out for some time, not as many people know about as I think they should. In fact, Citrix Secure Browser should be a component in any company's overall security strategy, and I'll show you why that is. One of the biggest risks out there is also a tool that's indispensable in modern computing and modern work, and that's the combination of the web browser and the internet. There's lots of technology and lots of tools that we rely on the internet for and we access through our web browser. However, there's also lots of bad stuff out on the internet, whether they're phishing sites or malware, tons of things that we don't want hitting our network. And unfortunately, the bad stuff ends up on our endpoints through end user activity through the web browser. So how does Citrix Secure Browser help protect against this problem? Well, Citrix Secure Browser is actually a cloud-hosted disposable browser. It's running in Azure, it's managed by Citrix, and it's a secure Linux-hosted browser so that when a user connects to the browser, when they're done, it disappears completely and goes away. The result of this is that we have still the bad stuff on the internet, but now when we connect to our secure browser, the bad stuff ends up on the secure browser, not the endpoint. The secure browser, in fact, is delivered to the endpoint through our trusted, secure Citrix ICA protocol. So none of the bad stuff that ends up on the secure browser actually makes its way to the endpoint. And when we're done with our session, the whole thing goes away, and there's no residue or after effects that stay resident on the secure browser. In fact, we could take it to another level by introducing our secure web gateway. This is an outbound web proxy that adds a web filtering component to the secure browser. And we can use it to block content and even determine when to use the secure browser and when a site is trusted, and we can let it run natively on the endpoint. The result of this is that we reduce or eliminate the bad stuff that even makes its way to the secure browser. Now, that's our situation in a normal computing environment where we're connecting directly from an endpoint to the internet. But many of you watching this video are probably running some form of Citrix solution, VDI, virtual apps, etc. So how does Secure Browser fit into that scenario? Well, when we look at the difference between a direct connect from an endpoint to the internet and how it works in a virtual environment, we see that the VDA is actually speaking to the endpoint, and though the endpoint is untrusted and the VDA is trusted, we connect securely through ICA. So we're not as worried about the endpoint because the VDA is our primary corporate managed desktop or application. However, when we connect to the internet through our browser running on our VDA or our virtual desktop, we have to worry about that being untrusted now because it's exposed to, again, the bad stuff running on the internet. So where does Secure Browser fit in this scenario? Well, Secure Browser functions as it does in the direct model. We instantiate a version of the browser, it connects to the internet, and now it becomes untrusted, but because of the nature of the secure browser, we're not worried about that. But how do we get the secure browser to talk to the endpoint? Well, we nest the connection into our VDA. So we deliver a second ICA session from the secure browser to our virtual app or desktop, and now the VDA is trusted again. The secure browser sits in between the VDA and the internet, and we don't have to worry about any of the bad stuff getting on our VDA or getting to our endpoint. And so we have a comprehensive security solution that protects our end users while still enabling them to leverage the internet for all of the benefits that it provides in our day-to-day working environment. So I'd like to thank you for joining us, and I hope you've learned a little bit more and gotten to know Secure Browser a little bit more through this video. Until next time, thank you and have a great day.